Hello everyone, welcome back to Dawning Dreams. It is your lady Ms.Z. Thank you so much for tuning into another video. If you would, please make sure that you like and subscribe and comment down below which one you chose. So I am back with another video. And I'm kind of tired, so this is going to be a quick reading. But I wanted to do this one too on viewer's choice. I really like this one. Who are the ancestors who come into my dream state? And we're going to get the messages from them as well. All right, so for this one, you can kind of just pick numbers, or you can pick the card, but the card, the back of the card is going to be the same. So just, you know, if you want to pick a number, that will probably be best. All right, so for the first pile, this will be pile 1. This will be pile 2. And this will be pile 3. Okay, and again, like I said, it's all the same, you know, card back. So basically, you just need to really pick a number from 1, 2, or 3. And I'm going to throw the bones on this to see what their messages are for you. And we're also going to pull some cards as to why they're coming in your dream state as well. And we all know the ancestors communicate very well through our dreams, even if they don't make their presence known, because sometimes it's not about them showing you who they are. It's about their message. All right. So if you need more time, please pause the video. I'm going to bend the camera down so you guys can see the bones and the cards. And let's get into this. All right. So for those of you who chose pile number 1, this is your pile. What ancestor is coming to you in your dream state and why? All right, so let's reveal who this ancestor is. So for the first pile, you guys basically chose my ancestor of magic, my indigenous ancestor. So this is interesting. This means that right off the bat, you have a lot of spiritual work to be doing, okay? For this ancestor to be coming through. And the ancestor has a mask on. So this means that, you know, they may not show up and like you're able to just basically vividly see them. They can come in disguise, all right? They can come in disguise as a person that you may be close to, or some type of teacher or something like that in your dreams, but it is in fact them. And they have been reaching out to you the most in your dreams. They can come in animals as well too, because indigenous ancestors associate themselves a lot with animals and divination and things like that in your dream, because, you know, that is what they were around anyway. They know how to transform themselves into animals, whether it be snake, mice, dog, cat, you know, I've even seen a hyena, but anything pertaining to animals would be this ancestor as well, okay? And this ancestor also, you know, in a lot of different tribes, especially mine, they will have like one collective spirit basically to represent all ancestors, okay? So this is what happens to a lot of you too. When you're trying to see just one ancestor or identify that one ancestor, a lot of times it's a collection of ancestors. That's why they wear this mask, because you can speak to any ancestor through this one, you know, vision, this one perception of the ancestor, okay? So that also tells me that it's also a lot of ancestors. It's not just your indigenous ancestor. Sometimes it's a representation of all. So this is interesting. So let's find out what their message is to you, okay? And why they're coming in your dream state. Ooh, okay. Let's see. I don't have to move too much. Well, one, they're giving you a lot of information. A lot of you are being taught certain medicine, okay? And you may say, well, I haven't been taught nothing individually. You're going to have to really write down your dreams to piece this together, okay? You're going to have to piece it together. But it's a lot of information. Certain solutions that you need. It doesn't even have to be just directly spiritual. For some of you, it's spiritual medicine. For some of you, it's actual physical medicine to help with health issues and things like that. They also come when you are worried about something too. Okay. And that's so funny. The mockingbird. I can see the mockingbird representing all ancestors as well. Because a mockingbird can mock any other bird, you know, very, 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 very closely. So as the mockingbird is speaking to us now, I know you guys can't hear that, but as the mockingbird is speaking now, this is a representation of that collective ancestor. You have a lot of collective ancestors coming together to give you one message. These are ancestors that have been trying to get your attention a lot. Some of you are supposed to be initiated into certain things. They say for a lot of you, I'm sorry, but for a lot of you, whether it's Christianity or whatever it was that you were restricting yourself with, they say that is the past. They say there's a problem with you holding on to things, and that's spiritually, but this is also non-spiritual too for some of you. Some of you, you're holding too tightly to the past. You're supposed to be elevating beyond that. They say that they're going to connect you to the right people if you're worried about friends. Yeah, there's a lot of rebirth going on in your life. A lot of rebirth. A lot of things, major events have happened to you. But they're saying that you are free from this. It is a form of sacrifice. You have to give up something that you may want to keep around for something better. So this ancestor has been giving a lot of strength to you. And this specifically, the indigenous ancestor is giving you the medicine to remedy that. Things that you are worried about, they're trying to give you magic. They're trying to give you other things that you can use. There is a grandfather spirit. He says, don't forget me. There's a great-grandfather or a grandfather spirit. This is a known spirit to you, okay? This is somebody that you know. They had given you a lot of wisdom, or you may have monitored them in their life, but they're saying that you're supposed to use some of that wisdom that they used in their life to help you with your situation. This is interesting because for some of you, this grandfather is attached to somebody else that may not be known to you either. Like the grandfather may be known, but they're attached to somebody who may be unknown to you, or you didn't really, you weren't very close to them when they were living. But they are also watching over you as a group. So let's say, for instance, they had a grandfather and there was a grandmother. Maybe you weren't close to the grandmother, but you were close to the grandfather. They are both watching over you. Solution. They're talking about transition. And you see how that popped? You're at a completion of cycle. You're at a completion of cycle in your life. I'm also saying that for some of you, you need to take vacations. There's also another male figure here too. This male figure, you don't speak too much, but they also watch over you. They're younger than a grandfather, so they might have been an uncle or a father, but they're younger than a grandfather. Ooh. Yeah, they're talking about that restriction. Stop feeling like somebody's making you or leaving you stuck in certain situations. This could be a job. This could be anything that's like you feel like you just can't get yourself out of, like you done got yourself in a trap. Like they're saying you're not supposed to be feeling restricted anymore. You can choose to do whatever you want to do in your life that makes you happy. They say there are many things, many opportunities out there. You just have to seek them. But, you know, this is a guardian for you. This indigenous spirit, it knows no restrictions. Whatever it wants, it can manifest. Whatever it wants to change, it can change. Relationships, happiness, you know, home life, all of the magic is used, you know, in a positive way. So they say you are guaranteed wealth, marriage, all of these things. All of these things can be yours because that's what this represents. This big coin in her mouth. Like you can have all of those things. They say for some of you, you need to stop avoiding owning your own business. Also, if you're just getting your business off the ground, it will thrive. You have to stick with it. Some of you who have had long-term businesses at this time, you need help. Okay, so rely on your partner or whoever you have around you to help you. If they're offering to help, you know, push packages out and things like that, you should be receiving some help. But your ancestor wants you to know everything you do is for a reason. Your hard work will pay off. Cheer up and keep pushing forward. Like, don't give up on yourself. Times may be difficult, but things will get better. I see a lot of fertility, a lot of birth around you. So this is nothing bad. Just like use what we, use the strength of your ancestors to get you through certain situations. That's the main thing with their message. And let me do like one last thing with this ancestor that's coming to your dreams. So a lot of you, I don't know how this card got in there. These two cards, actually. Let me put that over there because I almost mixed those up. They've been showing you some locations in your dreams. So if you've been seeing places that you're supposed to be or supposed to go, pay attention to that. Ashe. So they want you to develop spiritually. Any symbolism surrounding develop spiritually, that is what they want you to do. If you see yourself doing new things spiritually, going the distance with certain spirituality, something to do with your spirituality, they're showing you in your dreams. You have altar maintenance. They also like to remind you in your dreams to keep up with certain things that you're supposed to be doing. Not only for them, but for yourself too. Because altar maintenance applies to yourself too, your self-wellness. Abuse. Okay, so they don't want you feeling like you're getting taken advantage of either. This is why you have, this is why certain things have ended in your life too. Negative energy is trying to stop your plans. When they see something that is blocking you, they take it away from you no matter how much you want it in your life, okay? Certain opportunities won't fall through because they haven't approved of it, and they try to show you this in your dreams. All right, so that is number 1. Let's go on to number 2. All right, for those of you who chose number 2, this is your pal. So let's reveal the ancestor. So you picked the male shaman, but let me not stop there, okay? This is somebody that used to do things the old way, okay? This is not necessarily an ancestor that I feel that you would know, unless you're of the older generation, but these, I say these because there's many of you, but this ancestor, so to speak, was somebody from way back when. For some of you, this is during slavery time. For some of you, it's even further back, even before that time, you know. I see 2, okay? 2 figures popping up for me that needs to be described. The first figure is someone who, again, it was like more so back during the times of hunters and gatherers and things like that. This is a time where people would do things more naturally. you know, natural herbs, having babies naturally, you know, no doctors around, things like that. So this is a very ancient time of where everything was done, you know, purely and things like that, when the rivers were clean. Just back to the way that it was. So a lot of you may be, I think it's humanitarians or things like that, people who just really take care of the world. This is somebody that's coming in your dreams. For the others of you, this ancestor that's trying to communicate to you through your dreams, because like I said, you may not see them, but they are communicating messages to you, okay? So for others of you, this is an ancestor that was kind of during that time of either segregation or like just slavery, you know, it could be that too. But this is an ancient ancestor. This is an ancestor that had to go through certain struggles. They may not have had much, but they were able to use the resources around them to make do. This is an ancestor that also relied on their ancestors. I'm even hearing for some of you, you have ancestors that really enjoyed riding horses. Like it was during that time where there weren't any cars. Like I just see whoever this is for you, it is an ancient ancestor. And you may not, like I said, you may not have any pictures of this ancestor. Some of you may have their name, but you know, you haven't necessarily met this person, okay? And that's why they're using the dream realm to communicate, to get these messages to you that about the world, okay? Because I'm seeing that like they don't see, things have changed. Things have changed in the world, okay? Than what they used to be. So let's go ahead and Okay, so for a lot of you, this person comes in your dream state because they want you to be more like them, all right? They want you to do a lot of things that they did in order to solve issues, especially when it comes to protecting yourself, eating natural foods, things like that. So you may find yourself in your dream in a desert or in like some faraway place. Even if you've had dreams where you've traveled back in time, this is that ancestor. There was a lot of trading back during this time that this ancestor lived. Like they made things and they traded them. They want you to offer something that they were able to do, okay? So rather this is basket weaving, rather this is like homegrown fruit, vegetables, things like that. Like they want you to give what they were able to give back in the day. So for some of you, this is somebody that was an entrepreneur back in the day. In those times, you know, everybody was trading back in those times. So it might not have been something so special, but during a time right now, it would be special, okay? To have these handmade products, these handmade things. Told you, he's showing up in this reading specifically. And I was going to say that he had a wife too. He had a wife, all right? So this is like a great-grandfather or something to that effect, somewhere down that line. But he also had a wife too, and they worked together. He says people weren't as resourceful as they were back in the day. A lot of people have grown, and it's not a bad thing because we are supposed to be, you know, leveling up. We're supposed to be using new things to make things a lot faster, but some things need to be done the old way. So for those of you who chose this pal, this is a part of the reason why your spirituality may seem more old style. Like you maybe, like if you read my last reading, you might have been the one that chose to do the bones or the shells or the water reading and stuff like that. Like you might have been the one that did that because, you know, they just really enjoy this old style of things. You're supposed to be bringing things back that were. And for those of you who aren't necessarily here for the spiritual aspect, this could be like dancing and singing and having talent and having pure talent with things. They want you to bring that to the world. This is somebody that also wants you to utilize prayer and dreams to communicate back and forth with them. Yeah, this is an ancestor for a lot of you that, like I said, was a hunter or something like that. Like they had to gather their own food. They did a lot of walking too. They did a lot of traveling. Some of you need to exercise more. That's what they're saying. Like you need to exercise more. If you did some of the things that they did, you would not have any health issues as much as you do today, okay? Not to say there was no health issues back in the day, but things weren't as processed as they are now. He sees a lot of things. He sees a lot of negative energy. He sees a lot of things that you cannot see, that is put out in the media, that is put out in a lot of things. So you may find yourself staying away from social media. This could be a sign in your dream that you might be on your phone too much or things like that. For those of you who aren't dreaming, I can even see you picking this pal because this is the reason why. You know, there's a lot of things that are programming your mind and that's stopping your dreaming. So they're saying that when they are able to get you in a dream, it may be very extensive, or they try their best, their absolute best to get messages to you, okay? So it is imperative that you slow down on a lot of, you know, computers, things like that. Try to stay off of that. And you may find yourself having a lot of issues just because of that. It is important that you keep connection to your ancestors. That is very important, so they can teach you how they got through some of their struggles. This ancestor has a lot of love for you. They say that you don't feel like you're loved enough. So let's get their messages. Yeah. They also, like, this is why you're going to have a lot of issues dealing with people who put on fake energy, or like you're going to be able to see straight through them because this ancestor helps you with that. Back in the day, I really feel, and this is just coming from this ancestor particularly, but I really feel that they had it a lot easier as far as seeing energy very, very clearly. So this ancestor was really, really great at picking out the fakes, picking out the people who are putting on a poker face, stuff like that. They could just really do it back then. So that is why you're very gifted at reading people's intentions. So you will get, even outside of your dream state, you will get signs in the dream state and outside of the dream state about people that you should not be around. So pay attention to who shows up in your dream. Now, that doesn't mean everybody that shows up in your dream is bad. It just means pay attention to it. If you've asked about certain people, okay? Yeah, the Oracle. This ancestor was a natural diviner. And what I mean by that is sometimes they didn't even have to have tools. Like they could just, again, it was easy for them to see. Now it's more of like a gift, or, oh my God, you can see spirits. Back then it was like, it's here nor there. Your sister down the street could see them too. Like that type of thing. Everybody was more in tune with their spirituality as well. But I said, too, there's two types of ancestors showing up, okay? Because you have the hard-working ancestor. So again, for those of you who have ancestors dating back to slavery or just at a time period where they were enslaved, it doesn't have to be even recent slavery. It could be, you know, different time periods. There was a lot of different slavery in different time periods. But for some of you it is, okay? More of our recent ancestors. But it says, don't waste your life working for others. Fulfill your dreams. Be motivated. Know your worth. They don't really, I'm not going to say they don't want you working for nobody. But then again, I am going to say that. So, but you should be fulfilling your dreams. No matter if you're working with someone, working for somebody, it should be in alignment with your goals, okay? Because they do know that, you know, you have to build character and things like that. You may have to go under certain people who mentor you, things like that. So that is fine. But they do want you to level up to where you are doing things for yourself. Because they say you have a lot of gifts that have not been put out there and that should be, okay? You're supposed to be trading things, exchanging things that you are, you know, creatively making. Ashe. Okay, so they say, you know, this ain't even a big issue. They really want you to start doing medicine, okay? They want you to start healing people. Spiritual medicine, healing, provided, seeking solutions to issues unseen, herbs, spell work, cleansing. They want you to stay up with that. This is somebody that used to cleanse by the river. They knew how to get rid of negative energy quickly. They knew how to manifest money in the market. And this looks like a medicine man and medicine woman. This is a shaman, all right? Give offerings to the ancestors. This will improve your dream state and improve messages, make them more clear for you. Issues with self-confidence. This has to stop, okay? It has to stop. Plan and have a strategy. If you want things to go smoothly in your life, you need to plan for it. Don't have a lot of chaos going on, and especially plan in nature. Like plan where there's not a lot of things going on, because they see a lot of chaos in today's age. Everything is moving so fast, and without a plan, things can become even more chaotic for you. So they want you to plan and have a strategy, especially for your future. But the issue with self-confidence really sticks out to me, okay? They want you to remove that so that you can level up in life. But again, I might see the living, the dead, the past, present, future, seeing visions, okay? Pay attention to your dreams. All right, so that was the second pile. Let's go to the third. All right, for those of you who chose pile 3, this is your pile. All right, so the ancestor reveal is a female ancestor. And I just got a message. Okay, so this ancestor, a lot of you, this is a known ancestor, okay? This is an ancestor that you have, I want to say visions of, because sometimes this ancestor is actually in plain sight. That's weird to say, but for some of you who chose this ancestor can be in plain sight at times, okay? Meaning that you can actually see them out the corner of your eye, or you maybe smelled them or something like that. Like it was like a grandmother that you could smell. Maybe you have a taste for coffee or something like that, and then it's like you start thinking of your grandmother, how she loved coffee. You start drinking some tea, and you remember how you used to make tea for her. Things like that. So there's a connection to your everyday life too. Okay. And this is why it's pretty easy for this ancestor to slip into your dream state as well, because they're always around, you know, and it could be you and your family as well, but mainly you, because you venerate the ancestor, so you may see them a lot closely. And also for some of you just may be gifted. All right. So this ancestor is very proud of you. That's one of the messages that they want you to know. Like they're very proud of you. Things that you have accomplished while they were gone. I guess I say while they were gone because it's more like a see you later. Like it's not gone forever. You know, they're just gone in the physical body. That's it. All right, so we're going to relate and see what's going on with this, because some of you also could be an unknown ancestor that's more ancient. So let's see. Well, a lot of you is known. Oh, okay. There is an issue with you feeling restricted. Things aren't moving fast enough for you in certain ways. They say issues with you feeling restricted with family too. But they say this is the past. You can make your own moves. You don't have to attach yourself to what your family has out for you. You don't have to even put yourself to that type of standard. They just show a strong restriction. You're supposed to transition from that. You're supposed to transition from it. Things you went through as a child, things you even experienced with your family that wasn't as pleasant, you're supposed to be moving past that. Healing as well, but it keeps you feeling restricted. They see a lot of people jealous of you. So for some of you who are like on social media, or you may, I don't know, but you know, maybe you're doing something where you're putting yourself out there, or you're trying to, but there's a lot of people that just, they watch you like a hawk, okay? Wear some protection at night. For those of you who have been told this before, because I feel like some of you have, put something in the corner of your room. You know, that's so funny. She knows who she is if she watches this. We had a conversation about a dream catcher I gave her, and it had a warrior spirit on there, because I do use real feathers. And, you know, she was like, dang. But I'm not going to get into that, but it was like a warrior spirit on her. The feathers came from a bird that represented, like, I guess, like a warrior. That's how they were coming. And they were telling her about herself. But it was a beautiful thing. But not to get into that, it just means that you need to set up some form of protection. Okay. They say you really can't get to know yourself until you separate yourself a little bit. I'm also seeing some connections to the world. So in your dream state, you may find yourself in a lot of knots, twists, spider webs, things like that. Like you may find yourself stuck in some type of way. Dreams can be very elaborate, so it may not be directly that, but they're showing that if you find dreams where you feel like you're lost, stuck, things like that, this is how they're trying to show you. They may even show you some family members in your dreams. This is how they're trying to show you. You're not restricted by the past. Even family that, you know, you have good friends that you consider who are family too. You're not restricted by that anymore. Don't hold yourself back in where you are in today's state because of past relations, connections, things like that. You gotta let that go. Very well a grandmother spirit that is known. For those of you, it might be a great grandmother too. They say you need to see the value in the direction that you're going. See the value in the direction that you're going. where you're going, you're doing great things. You have a lot of things that are going to come into you, a lot of opportunities. They actually see you juggling things in the future too, but this is a good thing. Because regardless, you're supposed to be focusing on yourself and your own responsibilities. They say you cannot do that if you are allowing other people to put their problems onto you, if you're allowing them to put extra things, extra weight, all of that. If it's not what you want to do, then you don't need to be doing it. They say you got too much stuff going on already. They say you're already overworked, overstrained, overthinking. You're already doing all of those things. How are you going to add more stuff onto your plate? This will cause headaches for you, and it will affect you spiritually. Too many things going on is, that's going to cause certain things to happen to you, and it's going to show up not only in your dream state, but in your physical reality. But they do say that you should juggle things that you want to do. So this doesn't mean that you're supposed to just let up all your responsibilities. Like the things that you want to do, this is positive because they see a lot of things that are going to grow from the stuff that you are putting out. So you may have your hands in a lot of different things. This is good, but they don't want you to have your hands in everybody else's stuff. Not right now, because you have too much on your plate. And you'll be struggling to keep up with it all if you keep trying to please people. Okay? So let's see. You going on this individual path will be the best thing for you. So you might see a lot of prosperity in your dreams too. And this comes from this. When you see prosperity, that is related to this ancestor showing you that, hey, whatever you're doing in the physical reality is going to bring a lot of abundance. It's already there spiritually. You see a lot of things that haven't happened yet too. Like you may see yourself doing real good in your dream realm. And that's how the ancestors are seeing you. Wow, I told you. We are proud of you. I told you this ancestor is very proud of you, but it's ancestors too. It's not just this one. There are others too. And I told you, summoned by your call, they're always with you. Not just this ancestor. They are always with you whenever you need them, okay? Stand your ground. Put your foot down sometimes. It's okay to put your foot down. You may see some symbolism about that in your dream. Only speak good things. Do not speak negativity in your life. I'm seeing too, for some of you who have dreams where you're actually manifesting the things that you're saying. Everything that you think of actually happens. That is a symbol that whatever you give your energy to will come to be. So be careful, because you can manifest certain realities that you don't want to, just as well as you can get the ones that you want. There's a protective figure also that's with you, because you got Father Spirit here. But I don't feel like this is just for just only a father. It can also come from a Mother Spirit too, meaning your ancestors are protecting you. Traditional healer. For some of you, you have great spiritual journeys that you're supposed to go down. Be mindful of your health. Cleanse and protect your family. That don't mean, I'm not saying you can't protect the whole family, but I'm saying that you're supposed to be only focusing on people in your household that are living. If you have a child, if you have a husband, if you have a wife, that type of thing. Like, you're supposed to really just be worried about what's going on in your inner circle. Not necessarily the extended family. Light them a candle, pray for them, and send them good energy. But you're still supposed to focus on you first, because if you're not good, nobody else will be. Give offering to the ancestors. Okay, initiate into the mysteries. This is the last message I have for you guys. You have a strong spiritual journey ahead of you. Strong spiritual journey ahead of you. And they see you being a wise elder in the future. So they say keep up what you're doing, especially if you are a healer, if you are a diviner. All right, so that is the reading, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below which one you chose, and peace.